Here we go. All right.
Awesome.
Woo, here we are.
Yes. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to just have this amazing discussion with me as a fellow coach. Um, and, really just sharing some insight and some value about who you are, what you do, and how you help clients, and even more about your journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of my viewers aren't familiar with who you are and your brand as much. So can you just let everybody know who you are and what you do?
Yeah. Let's see. What's the short version? I always go, I don't know about you, but so, I've been coaching going on 18 years now. I worked for myself
Excellent.
as a business coach. Yeah. Thank you. So, if, and to get into it, that was a long road too. Because that was pretty interesting. So that was in 2006, but it backed up even before that. So anyway, so I'm a business coach, as Angel said, and I work with service-based small business owners. And the bottom line is I help them to double or triple their business in the next 6 to 12 months. That's the
Mhm.
bottom line. And how I do it and what we do kind of varies a little bit depending on who the business owner is, what their business is, what they're already really good at. In short, I'd say it covers a few different topics. One is time management. So it's really important to be able to focus in and make sure you're doing the things, be able to get more done in less time. Instead of scattering yourself, scattering your energy, scattering your time resources. Yeah, as you know. So that's a big part. Organizational development. Do you
Mhm.
have the right people in the right places? If not, how do you attract them? How do you develop them well? How do you keep them and retain them so you don't have turnover? So I love helping people with that. And that goes into my background in the corporate world too, where I was doing a lot of training and development, hiring. Luckily, not so much firing. um, yeah, leadership, obviously, time management. Uh, Angel and I both help people with sales. She's awesome at it, so that's great. Networking, how to, go to networking events or even have casual conversations at somebody's backyard barbecue or standing in line at the grocery store, how to make those conversations, say, is this a potential client for me? Or is it a potential referral partner, strategic partner? And how do you do that?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, it really, covers, and then mindset. And, I do a lot of work with my clients, and I'm a multi-certified emotion and energy healing master. And I got my first
Mm.
certification in 2013. So I've been doing that.
Mm.
That helps my clients to unlock internal blocks, that stop them from moving forward, taking great actions, making really great decisions, and just, being who they are and who they're meant to be, and standing in their greatness and making it
Oh, I
happen.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, man. And I think we had this conversation when we spoke too. I can't. My patience with individuals, especially adults specifically, who, they haven't mastered, I wouldn't say master because none of us master our emotions really, but if you aren't clear on the decision that you are going to make these specific changes so you can elevate your business, that
Mhm.
then it just doesn't work for me. And
Right.
that's when I was like, oh man, this is where we will work perfectly together because I will send them to you happily. Just say, you need to work with Jason because he has those specific techniques and patience to work with you to unlock the roadblocks to things that's hindering you internally so you can of course grow the business. And I always say, your business will only grow to the level you do.
Right.
So, it's so good that you have so much experience. You said going even before 2006 and working with people, teams, individuals, hiring, not so much firing, thank God.
Right.
But also being able to just identify certain characteristics and traits they have that won't probably be in alignment with the position that they hold within a specific area in a company.
Yeah.
So, you'll
But
help them navigate that.
yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that. For people to make that decision, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. And we
Mhm.
all have, to some extent, I mean, not everyone, some people don't. I do. I know I do. It pops up for me. I'm sure it pops up for you. I'm guessing. Again, I don't know. This thing called
Mhm.
approach avoidance. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Approach avoidance.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that word, but
Yeah, you're probably
probably if
familiar
you
with it.
explain what it is, I'm like, okay,
Right.
yeah, I've definitely have
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's the phenomenon that happens when we say we want something, And
Mhm.
then we start to take steps to make it happen, to achieve it. But then psychologically, like subconsciously, we block ourselves from making it happen. We stop
Oh,
ourselves.
fear of success.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically fear of success. You're right. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
And then there's this other term,
Has that.
approach avoidance, because we avoid what it is that we want to approach.
Mhm.
But we do it on a subconscious level. We don't even realize we're doing it. And so
Mhm.
here's a real simple example. I remember years ago, I was working with a client who was also a coach, and we just started working together. And she said, "Well, I'm hosting a workshop in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited about it." I was like, "Oh, that's great. Have you done one of those before?" And she said, "Actually, I was planning to do the same one 2 weeks ago, but only one person signed up for it. But luckily, I got sick and I had to reschedule." And I was like, "Oh, luckily I
Luckily.
got sick." Yeah, because
Right.
he was so nervous about only having one person there. And then I said, "Do you think you getting sick was just a coincidence?" She was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my gosh, no, I think it wasn't." I'm like, "No, you didn't.
Mhm.
Your body created that illness
Yep.
so you could avoid the emotional pain of, trying to put this workshop together and not having anybody there."
Mhm.
So that's what we
Yes.
do. We subconsciously block ourselves, and a lot of times it shows up as procrastination, sometimes as
Mhm.
illness, sometimes as frustration or stress, or just or time. Like, I don't know, I want to get this one thing done. For some reason, all this other stuff just keeps coming up, and I can never get to it.
Mhm.
So, so you're right. Going back to what you said, you make the decision like, yes, I want to grow my business. I want to triple it in the next year. I want to have really great staff. I want to
Mhm.
serve my clients really well at a really high level. And then as you start making plans for it, they never really come to fruition. They don't come together. Maybe your clarity isn't, you're not focused, you're not inspired. The creativity of
Right.
how we're going to do it isn't there. All these different things. So anyway, kind of rambling, but
Oh
but
no, no, it's
the
okay because
mindset,
that's
yeah.
so true. All of the examples that you give are so spot on. And I had to even do some introspection as a coach to see what best works for me and my coaching style.
Mm.
And I
What do you
realized that
Yeah, let's hear more about
I
that.
have so for me, I have I have a I want to call it a relentless determination mindset. Once
Okay.
my mind is made up on something,
I can tell that about you.
I have tunnel vision. Really?
Oh
What
yeah.
gave
Oh
it
yeah.
away?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it comes across. It's good, That's yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Just so you know, everybody, we haven't known each other that long. Like it's
oh, that's true.
we just met a few months ago. If even a few months, maybe 1 month ago.
Yeah, I think it was about a month ago. Yeah.
Right? And you said you already sensed that?
Well, yeah, no, because your presence and your demeanor and just the way you carry yourself in your voice, I can hear it. There's like, it's confidence. It's not like aggressiveness. It's assertiveness. It's confident assertiveness. It's great. I mean, that's what people are attracted to. That's what they want to see. Yes, this person can take care of me. I can hear it in their voice. I can see it in their body language. They know what they're
Mhm.
doing. They're going to make it happen. They're going to get this done.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a get it done type of person.
right.
I just didn't know it was so obvious to someone who didn't already know me for a long time. But
Oh, okay.
you said you knew it right away. But then again, you
Yeah.
are, multi-licensed, multi-certified in human behavior. So it's kind of like cheating that you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I can express it. And I can say, well, here's what I see. I think other people
Mhm.
who might not have that background, they still get it. They sense it. They see it. They might not be able to express and say, well, here's what I see and here's how it connects. But that's
Mhm.
okay because for them, it's gonna enter in. They're just gonna know right away, hey, I like her. She's making things happen. She can help me out.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I definitely stand behind making it happen and doing the things. And I think that's when we were talking about my coaching style. Um, I found that because of my introspection, I know I'm the type of person that has a relentless determination for getting a job done or getting a goal accomplished. So one of my four requirements for my clients in order for me to work with them, they have to be committed and disciplined. So
Mm.
if you're struggling with commitment and staying disciplined and being focused on one business, then we won't work well together, because it's just going to frustrate me and it's going to make you feel bad, right? You're going to probably be crying after all of our calls because I'm just such a straightforward, like determined person. And I'm like, so you didn't do what you said you were going to do. Like, what's going on? Like, clearly you don't
Right.
want it. And that approach, everyone can't handle that.
Right. Yeah, and
And I
that's
had
something
to
where
learn
too,
that.
I think, you and I help people achieve really awesome goals, really high goals. And we go
Hmm.
about it, and our styles are different. And I like that,
Hmm.
So like you said, yeah, hey, if you're not into it, you're not doing it, like, we're not going to mesh. And I'm like, hey, you're not into it, and you're not doing it. Let's talk, because I'll help you. Block,
Yes,
whatever that block is, I'll help you remove it. Or maybe,
exactly.
it's funny, I've had maybe a handful of potential clients over the years. So if somebody's interested in working with me to see if I can help them, move their business forward and achieve the things that they want, I love
Hmm.
doing a complimentary business breakthrough coaching session with them to help them get really
Hmm.
clear on what it is that they want to achieve, what the obstacles are, and how to create an action plan to get past those obstacles in a very short time, in a year or less, and achieve their goals faster than they thought possible. So over the years, like I said, I've had a handful of people who, when they went through the session with me, I could tell usually in about 5 minutes, they're in the wrong business, you know,
Hmm.
and they shouldn't be a client of mine because this isn't the right thing for them. And
Mm.
in going through that session, because I never say to them, hey, you know what, you really need to rethink this. Once I hear it, I'm like, well, let's go through the process and see where they're at. Maybe there are some things I've missed. I'm not all knowing. I'm not all great. Um, and that's, I'm totally open to that. I love being proved wrong and, learning more about myself and learning more about other people. But what
Hmm.
happened, I think, with all those people was we went through the session, and through that process, they found out themselves. They discovered and said, wait a second, I don't know if this is the right thing. I don't know if I'm on the right path.
Yes, you got
I'm
them
like,
to ask
oh,
the right
really? No
questions to
kidding.
yourself.
Because
Yes.
it took them probably about 45 minutes to get to that. And I could hear it like in about 5 minutes. Um, but again, if I just told them that, I'm really not doing them a service, because people don't argue with their own information, but they will argue with somebody else's information, especially if
Man.
they have an emotional stake, you know?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so that's where I help people come to their own conclusions. Of course, there's a lot I've seen, a lot of I've experienced over the years, a lot of shortcuts that I give my clients and help them move, faster along and not have to go through all the trials and tribulations that I went through, trial and error. But
Hmm.
but people do ultimately have to walk their own path, come to their own conclusions. I just help them to do that faster and
Yeah.
better, not, wasting time and wasting money and energy and resources. But so anyway, going back, yeah, our styles are a little different. We're both, I love it that we're both confident. We both know what we do. We both help people.
Hmm.
Um, and I was going through this marketing exercise years ago. I contacted all my clients and past clients. And I said, I want you to fill in the blank on the sentence for me. If you could help me with a little bit of market research. They said, sure. I said, Jason is an expert blank, or Jason is my blank. That's what I said. Jason is my blank. And I was just curious what they would say, like, what title, is it business coach? Is it something else? Executive coach? Is it, whatever? And one person I remember wrote business therapist.
Mm.
But one person, this is what always really stuck out in my mind. And she was a fantastic client. And she owns a real estate firm and has a team of agents. And she was able to triple her entire firm's revenue in less than a year working together, while she cut her work hours in half, um, by being a better manager, better delegator. She had a
Hmm.
couple problem children on her team, so to speak.
Of course.
So helping her to work through those and get them to play nice with each other and with the rest of the team. Uh,
Hmm.
but so what she said on the thing is, Jason is my professional ass kicker.
He's
And I was
funny.
like, that's
I
so
mean, she's funny.
interesting, because I don't see myself that way. I'm like, all right, I meet my client. I'll meet you where you are. I know you're not perfect. I know you've got challenges. I'm not like, hey, how come you didn't do your homework? How come you didn't do this? How come you didn't do that? You don't want it bad enough. You're not, like, that's not me. It's like,
Oh,
all right,
that's me.
yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, let's figure out, we're like peanut butter and jelly. We work well together, you and me. I
I'm the bad cop.
was gonna say, are you the sweet or the savory? I don't know, but So, but that always, yeah, that always stuck with me. You know, that was probably about 10 years ago. And she said, Jason's my professional ass kicker. And I was like, that's so interesting because I do not see myself as an ass kicker. Do they move forward faster? Yes. Do they get
Mhm,
push and accountability? Yes.
mhm.
So it's just, you know, it's so that's just, so anyway,
But you didn't see yourself as an ass kicker.
no, no, I never do. I never do. But I think just holding that space for somebody, just saying, you know, and helping them to stay accountable to themselves
Mhm.
makes them feel like, you know, they're really supported and that, you know,
Yeah.
they can move forward. And, you know, I had a client who owns an IT company recently tell me that in working together in 3 months, he's gotten more done on his business than he has in the last 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And the reason that came to mind is because I was talking with a potential client this morning who's still thinking about it. He said, you know, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I don't think I could take on 45 minutes a week coaching plus extra work that, you know, we're going to create together, those action steps. I was like, well, you realize that's the whole point is that you've got too much right now. That's why we work
Yes,
together, to help you
exactly.
figure out how to do less, you know, how to do more in less time and be
Mhm.
more efficient. So anyway.
Yeah, see, I think even our language is different.
Oh
And which
yeah.
is great because I mean, I think also it takes you need both. You need more of a your language matters. And of course a lot of my clients respond better with more vulgar language, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But that's because of the type of person they are, you know, the environments they were in. Of course, everything changes, you know, cultural differences, things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think that because we're coaches, our job for us to be better coaches is to do introspection and to do research on our clientele to see how can we better serve them and to niche down. You know, it took a lot for me to say these are my clients, this is who I specialize in working with. When you want to help everybody, right, especially in what we do as coaches, the techniques that you teach can be applied to any industry. They can be applied, the strategies can be applied to grow any business. So it's like you have to really niche down and be more specific. And that may not be as easy as, you know, it seems just, you know, when you say it or, you know, when we say that, when you specialize, you know.
And
But I know
so,
I'll go ahead.
oh no, no, I was going to say because I know you do have a very interesting and specific niche. Just in case people aren't familiar with it, why don't you tell us? You asked me what I do, you know.
Of course. So yeah, I'm Coach Angel, and I specialize in helping financial service professionals gain some clarity and structure in their sales department. And I do that through sales training, business coaching, and networking events. I really am passionate about helping business owners have a space to connect, collaborate, and grow together. Shout out to Tony P because he connected us,
Yeah,
my
Tony.
new mentor, because I really want to help, you know, expand the events that we do and host and things like that. And just seeing Tony P's growth, he really has helped me to, you know, think bigger and of course see what's possible and connect and collaborate on a more broader on a broader spectrum. So that's pretty much what I do. And if I had to, like you said, that's the short version. For anyone looking, I did accomplish most of my success in the financial service industry. So as an insurance agent, I was known primarily for being your favorite insurance agent. So transitioning into coaching just last year, well, in 2022, the end of 2022, it's been just an amazing journey. I really was pretty much a sales trainer and a business manager before then, for small businesses. So um, however, like we've talked about, I am not a what did you call it? A emotional manager. What is it?
Oh, so, yeah. Yeah, I'm well, so I'm a certified energy healing master and emotion.
Energy healing master. Wow. Okay. That's amazing. I really wish you could make it to the event
Oh
on
yeah.
Friday because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. You know, balance, boundaries, and limitations. And we have a mindset coach and a manifestation coach coming that's going to be there. So that'll be perfect for you. But I know you're really far.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Tell everybody. Go ahead. I mean, I know you've said it before. Go ahead. Tell everybody what the event is and where and when and.
Of course. So, Golden Angel Management, my company, we host monthly networking events for passion entrepreneurs. It's the fourth Friday of every month, and they're themed differently. However, this one in February is February 23rd from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. They're always 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. in Orland Park. And this one is going to be about balance, boundaries, and limitations, where we are going to have four panelists. And oh, yeah, four panelists. We're going to have a manifestation coach. We're going to have a, male mental health therapist, a female mental health therapist and relationship coach, and a divorce coach on the panel. And it's the 12 events for the 12 months of the year are centered around the 12 weeks of my coaching program for my business owners. So, of course, in 12 weeks, we tackle balance, boundaries, and limitations, because as an entrepreneur, we're not just entrepreneurs. We're also parents, we're also spouses, we're also relatives, friends, and we have to have balance. You can't be all work and forget about all of your other responsibilities, and you can't just be all play and forget about your responsibilities at your business. So I'm very excited about it. This is our first year launching it monthly. We started it in October of 2023, and I just started it because I felt like there weren't enough spaces for professionals who were not in the real estate industry to connect and collaborate outside of Tony P's events. And so I decided to create that.
Awesome. And how do people sign up for it? How they, get connected to that?
So they have to text 312-505-7629. Text Golden Connection to 312-505-7629, or they can just go to goldenangelmanagement.com, and you can get and all of the information sent to you when you apply to be a client. And yeah, that's how you can get invited. It is invite only. So we cap our guests at 50 people, and you have to be in the Golden Connection community in order to get an invite. So make sure you connect with me,
Yes.
and or someone from my team, so you can get into that room.
I know. I need to make. I'm still seeing if I can make it that night. I need to make it to one of these events because it sounds awesome. Really
Yay! Thank
exciting.
you. It
Yeah.
is. I
Yeah.
mean, you'll see the reviews. We get great reviews every time. I make sure that everyone in there gets value. Our vendors
Mhm.
always get patronized, and we have diversity in the room. That's another thing I was very big on, was
Mm.
diversity. So as an African American woman, I don't always feel invited or accepted in all the rooms I go into still. So I wanted to make sure that I included diversity in my events. And even if you look at my panel, it's diverse. So we have Marcin on the panel. Marcin Lipinski. I don't know if you met at the Tony P event, but
No,
he was
Mars.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
met.
Marcin is our divorce coach. So he's on the panel. Also, the amazing Jennifer Seattle. She's our manifestation coach. And so we do have diversity. And of course, we have African American panelists. The relationship coach and the mental health therapist are African Americans. But so I wanted diversity, and I wanted to make sure that everyone was welcome and we were all in a space to grow together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really love.
Yes. Yeah. I totally agree. That's great. So,
Yes. And
yeah.
I felt like, to be honest, I felt so happy that we were able to collaborate. I was like, collaboration over competition is so important. For us both to be business coaches, we could have approached it in a total different way. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
to say, like, let's come together and build value for our clients, and let's see how we can still grow together, even though we're both coaches.
Right.
It was amazing to me. Like, we need more of this.
Yeah. And I just saw one of the comments. Apparently, we have a mutual friend, Tisha. So, Tisha,
Oh,
she called
Tisha,
me Tisha
what's her
Littlejohn.
last name?
Littlejohn.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's going to be
She
at the
said, "Hey,
event.
my old friend and new friend together. How wonderful."
Oh,
So thank you,
yeah,
Tisha.
yes. Now I think we're going to pressure you to come on the 23rd, because we both are going to be there.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, I know I said I wouldn't keep you for too long, and I definitely appreciate you prioritizing time with me,
That's
and just sharing all of the amazing gems that you have. So what can people do to get more information about how you can help them grow their business and take them to the next level?
Well, yeah, thanks. Couple ways. One is go to my website, which is distinctivecoaching.com. Let's see if I can do this. Yep, I'm on the right side.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Know.
Distinctivecoaching.com. Obviously, and there's a link there, or a box to click to get a free business strategy session, 30-minute strategy session. We'll just take a look at your business, see where it is, see what improvements could be made, where you really want to go, what would be even better than your, highest, whatever your vision and goal is now, let's amp that way up, and
Mm.
then figure out how to get you there, how to make that happen. So that's the first way. Second way is just shoot me a DM. Say, hey, Jason, saw you on the live, want to hear more, or want to have a chat. So,
Yes.
yeah, happy to do that.
Amen.
Like I said, I think I said before, most of my clients do double or triple their business in the next 6 to 12 months.
Mhm.
And it's exciting. And that's without working more. It's without burning out, without stressing out. While they're able to spend more time with their family, on their hobbies, do the things they love. One of my clients, it's funny, he owns a web development business, and he was working about 70 hours a week. And not only did he, in 6 months, his business grew 105%. So he more
Wow.
than doubled it. But not only that, it was so funny. With my coaching session, I'm sure you did something similar. When we start a coaching session with a client, first thing I ask them is, what were your wins since we spoke last? What good things happened? Either things you set out to accomplish or things that just happened, because they're always
Mhm.
problems. So we want to take inventory of that and see, okay, how did that really, even if you didn't intend for it to happen, something you put the pieces in place. So let's figure out how
Right.
to replicate that. So I asked one of my clients this, and he said, well, I bought a restaurant. And I was like, what?
Mm.
Again, he does, yeah, a digital marketing firm. He owns a digital marketing.
Right.
And I was like, you bought a restaurant? He said, yeah, I've always wanted a restaurant. I've never had the time or money before. You've helped me so much. Now I have the time and the money. One became available, so I bought it.
I
I was
love
like,
that.
okay.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Man,
So
he
it was,
just said it like it wasn't a big deal.
right,
Oh, you bought a
exactly.
restaurant. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, bought a restaurant, Yeah, it was
I
on
love
the
it.
north side of Chicago. So
Okay, look
anyway.
at Coach Jason over here getting people to buy whole other businesses. I love
Oh, I
it.
know.
I love
Well, a
it.
lot of my clients do. They spin off. They end up, because they're able to increase their revenue, cut down their stress, cut down their time, and they end up
Mhm.
opening other businesses. A lot of times it's a shoot off, of their, like, if they're in real estate. So maybe they'll open up a I'm trying to think of the better word, property development. I was gonna say a flipping business, but property development business, if they didn't already have one. Or like this gentleman who bought the restaurant, he loves creating new web platforms, new apps, things like that. And he would spin those off into new businesses, which, before we started working together, that was his passion. And he didn't have the time to do that. So you
Mm,
start doing that. And then the restaurant was like the next thing after all of those new businesses. Another client of mine who owns an acupuncture practice, loves teaching Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And he didn't have enough.
mm,
He had a new baby and a wife, and he was a partner in his practice, and he
mhm.
didn't have enough time to focus on teaching jujitsu. So when we
Right.
freed up time and got him more clients to pay, and we worked together, in 3 months, he doubled his patient load and tripled his revenue, and got to teach
Wow.
jujitsu more and spend more time with his family.
Yes.
So it's about, yeah, making sure you're taking the time for yourself, putting that time in where your passions are, whether it's business related or hobby related, because all of that's just going to energize you more, get you more focused, more clear, amp up your energy, your vibration, and get you really lasered in so you can be, even more incredible.
I love it. Oh man. You all have to make sure you reach out to Coach Jason. Okay. Make sure that you do so with haste, because he said that he's going to make sure he helps you out with his 30-minute strategy, and it's free. So
Yeah.
make sure you get that free session, and you will be able to, in 3 months, get you a restaurant. Okay.
Yeah. No
That's what I'm
promises on
talking
that
about.
one, but, but yeah,
Of course, of
thank
course.
you
Well,
so
thank
much.
you again so much for joining me. And I hope to see you on the 23rd
I hope so.
at the Golden Connection event. I will make sure I send you the information again, just so you can have it at the bottom of your feed. And we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna do it
Oh
the
yeah.
right time next time. Next time we're gonna be so many hiccups, so we can have everybody
Yeah.
join in.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed. It was good to get back. I haven't been live in a long time, and so it was good to get back live. Yeah.
Yay! I'm glad. I'm glad. I love making people uncomfortable so they can grow. So I'm
That's what
glad I
it's
was
all
able to
about.
do that. Awesome. You have a great rest of your evening. Thank you all for tapping in, and we'll see you all next time.
See you soon. Thanks.